Hello guys, Alta here, the Paladin. Well, I think the only way I like to play New World is a Paladin. Yeah, Paladin is like a tank, a heavy healer tank, and do some damage, depend of your situation. Now, today I'm gonna talk about the PVE section about the Paladin, what I like to do. Technically, what I'm doing with my Paladin, I do raid, I do random M2s. I'm not doing anything more than 2 or 3, depends if somebody, my friends, asking to do more there, but only just do random and some random dungeons just because of the gold. Hope so in next season, M3 or 4, we can do for technically really good challenge, so I can't wait to show up what my Paladin will be able to do. For every tank where they just playing a tank, you're gonna prioritize the constitution more and not the damage. Now, because so what my point about the playing a paladin tank? I do a bit less HP and all overall more healing, because we know, because doesn't matter if you put 500 uh, constitution as a tank, you just like a dummy. I mean, you're taking damage, and the healer, he tried to heal you. But if I convert some of the HP to healing, so technically I do self-healing, and of course a paladin heal still can do damage because of the flail. Yeah, I can do easy M2s, random M2s, and no issues. Of course, if I would do myself tanking and healing like I done in previous season I done with some friends and random, where I was do tanking and healing. Definitely I'm gonna put all in focus, maybe 300, maybe just 250 or 300 HP, and the rest in focus, or 250, but definitely 350 in focus. And is doable, so you can do as a paladin to heal and tank in the same time, and the rest 4 guys is DPS. But because of I told you, this this season technically mutated is no point to do M3. It's just same, just like M2. You're not gonna have better gear. You're not gonna have anything better, and you're gonna have 700 gear score, what I have already from previous season, because I'm not playing a new fresh. But the fresh guys who starting the fresh is I advise you to do M2s. And M2 random, a lot of gold, and it's very fun as doing the paladin. So let's talk about the gear quick. Now, if you can repeat myself in a C, because very important, the how you call the balance between physical and elemental, both of it. Now, for myself, I still gonna do the same thing, because where I do elemental version, I put physical gems. Where I have enchanted, I put elemental, and so on. Elemental physical gems. Where I have enchanted, I put elemental. And you can see for the PVE, I chose Void Darkblade, because the best for Darkblade, Tower Shield. Now the perks, it will be. I'm gonna talk a bit later about the shield, because I think the shield is important in PVE. So let's talk about the weapon. Now, for the PVE part, Power Stone is the best, and if 725 is important, because you gonna see that I already told in a previous video, because look, a difference between 725, yeah, 725, and only about the difference between 700 is just I call how many is 4 attributes, but between the difference base damage is very important. You're gonna see that 1100. Look, so it's almost like 40 base damage difference between 725 and 700. So I think is important, very important, the to have 725 gear, 725 weapon. And of course, living mind is not because I'm using for technically for the second weapon. I'm not refreshing Divine Embrace. I'm not using that one, but refreshing is still good. Outgoing healing is still the best one. But even is important 725. And living mind, you know, you can buy from that how you call it, new vendor and in a CK. So and just upgrade it to 725. And this is important to upgrade it 725. Now the amulet is still is you know, in the amulet and in the shield, you have two perks. What you can, the most bigger mitigation depends of the dungeon what you're doing. Now, of course, you're gonna do raid. You have a strike or natural resistance in both of the shield and on the amulet, or you can change have a strike or slash, depends of the raid. The air ring is doing endless thirst because it's still upgradable for 725, of course. It's just good for having armor, having empower, and much bigger healing, because I'm not using often the healing potion, but if I want to use my healing potion, I want to have the maximum. Now the ring, I'm using healing breeze, because healing breeze, if you do in the others, you still do AoE, and it's very good because if I gonna use my orb, whatever, my use my orb, or beacon, you're gonna heal AoE. So is the breeze is now do AoE healing, but of course in yourself you're gonna do less healing. So and of course her rune ability is a Stoneform, one of the best ones. So or back to the abilities or spells or who knows what I like to do. So because you have two taunt, only just the barrage and the warding bullion. And if because you don't, your second weapon is a life stuff, you don't have other taunt, and there's no point to having only one. In emergency, still you need to hold all the aggro and easy. And because you don't do that so heavy damage, like maybe compared to others, but still improve, still you do damage. I'm gonna see later. I'm gonna show some videos about them. I think the best is the barrage. The barrage because it give you for tower shield, it give you grit and give you fortify, a lot of fortify two times, 30, 30 and 20. So technically it's 50% fortify, and reinforced vitality and mitigated protection is just contact is the best flail. I don't know the warding bullion, and of course it give you weaken for the enemy if you're gonna hit you, and of course give you some friends more empower and damage taken if you playing with others. Now tower shield decrease the duration of cow control is good. Now this one I'm not gonna take because debuffing is not the important in PV, is not so important, and I still have debuff on me. You remember if you change checking depends on what dungeon I do, and I'm checking if it's important to depurification or purify, cleaning my dead buff from me. I'm using this purify Hearth when I use Hearthstone to clear myself. But in PvE, is not focusing the cleanse yourself from the purify, taking less damage, and of course the Archon Vortex. And the Vortex is because it simply is called freedom. It give you empower, give you healing, give you haste, of course, and is a freedom. Clearance of crowd control, root, slow, so it's very important. And leader of the pack is another boosting your friends. Or so this is I think the basic. You can mix max little other things like if you put Archon Smite, but you're losing the Archon Vortex, and you if you use take away barrage or warding bullion is still using two taunts, what is still important. The life stuff. Well, the life stuff is I think the basic things. What I the orb of protection, the beacon, and the sacred ground. Now, if you're playing with where, because you're playing with your friends, you can use Splash of Light. Still very good, and as well if you put some Divine Blessing, but because in this season the highest and the only good, I call and easy obtain them, not just the only one, because if you do the raid you can have maybe better, but this is the easiest obtainable living mind life stuff. And of course you can add the refreshing move, and blessing is, I think, is already have, and it's just the best one. And you can see, because as you can see previous, the base damage is important for healing as well. So yeah, before I'm talking about the shield, you're gonna see this week you're taking different elemental damage. In every each in Dynasty, you're gonna take more nature damage, elemental damage we're talking about. Yeah, you got Genesis, you're gonna take more frost damage, and on Tempest Heart, you're gonna take more fire damage. Now, if you join random, you can min max the damage taken from taking the shields. And of course, for every shield, they have very good mitigation. Some of them they have, I think, let me see which one. I have a lot of shields. I have nature shield ward, you can see. You can have flame shield ward, and so on. Now, because I'm taking Void Dark Plate, the artifact, and I didn't upgrade it at the moment, 725, because haven't seen any point, because M2 is easy to do. I change my shield. It depends on which dungeon I'm going. Why I'm not taking the wall? It's one of the biggest reason, because wall you cannot dodge, and sometimes the dodge as itself is helping you to mitigate the damage more than just holding your shield for block it. So, and plus, another simple way, because I'm losing 20% of outgoing healing if I dodge, but dodging, unfortunately, have to realize, because in this game, dodging is much more important than just, taking damage and holding my shield. All right, let's see some videos how we done it. So you can see here, because I'm using let me see that. So yeah, the first I think I was talking you before. Let's see, I think I done here M1. I think I do that. Here you can see, because technically I'm doing the damaging and the healing. So I give you less headache to the sometimes to the healers, because you never know what kind of healer and damage guys you're meeting in your random. So choosing random, and I know, because at least I can keep myself alive. It's more easiest to do the M2s or M1s, because I told you most of it I'm doing just for gold, because there's no anything else what it worth to do, or if you're missing some gears or something. But in average, the highest gear you can 700, so there's no really big challenge to do M3s at all. So let's go to the last boss mechanics. Right, so you're gonna see here the So you're gonna see here the. Let me see them. Right, so you're gonna see here. I think is M1. Just a easy tanking and healing the same time as a paladin. So it's not a big challenge, at least because I already done most of it in a previous season. These dungeons. So it wasn't a big deal to do them. Now I do just with some randoms, and I really don't care about the healing, how he tried to heal me, or how he's handling the situation. Because a paladin, I don't care that much, because I can heal easy myself. Yeah, so that was easy peasy. Now let's go to the last boss, because I did some mistakes here. Now, yeah, you know what to do. Now, this is a good example when technically almost just the tanks stay alive, and not everybody care, or not everybody just know what to do. Yeah, the 5 con DPS. So doesn't matter if I tank or healing, they still the low HP DPS is gonna die. So, or somebody doesn't know what to do in the dungeon. Have to be honest, I didn't even care to do some mechanics. I just damaging, healing, doing my spell in my rotation. So I didn't care that much about the properly mechanics for me, because if I not jump down from this round pillars or whatever, I'm not gonna die. But it looks like others they do, so gonna see later. It's just healing, dying because of the mechanics. He doesn't know. That's why good, because you're coming as a paladin. And technically, maybe I would do keep them alive, but if everybody just look, they don't know properly the mechanics, they jumping down. Yeah, even a paladin cannot save the game. And have to be honest, I didn't even care the mechanics. I was just sitting there, and I saw everybody just died around me. Maybe because of the skill issue, I don't know. Well, I was alive, not them. So yeah, you're gonna die for the next hit. Doesn't matter. Yeah, or he just jumped down. So yeah, that is a good example where not even a paladin can save this game. You see that here, it would be nice the freedom, because they have no pushing down. They cannot push me down if I use that freedom. So Yeah, they have a bad example as well, because sometimes people they need to be skilled, because otherwise just is no point to doing myself the whole dungeon. So yeah, no, I think I'm gonna give up here, because there's no really point to just fight myself. But of course I'm gonna show, because we gonna still finish the dungeon here. So of course we're gonna finish every dungeon. That is all important about. So as you can see, thanks to the nice AGS buff, what I have 15% damage increase, 15% healing, and 15% HP increase. It's so easy to do any M1, M2 as a paladin. Only important to avoid that big one shot or jumping down, or I don't know, something straight on while we one shot while killing you. The rest of all is just so easy to do. I'm not doing for gear farming, because I done it for previous season as well. So for me it's just like relaxing, and technically just gold farming to do in doing M1s or M2. Hope so in the next season it will be some M4s or M5, who knows, where we can really find the challenge to farm a big gear, and I don't know, doing different difficulties for a reason. Because now for me, just doing a dungeon when I can earn just gold, for me M2 is just really far enough, and I really don't find any bigger needed challenge or reason why I would like to do more M3s, in example, because I don't even you because you have to work a lot. I mean, M3s is not easy to do, especially with the randoms. Randoms, I mean, if you find a person on randoms, not just in joining in a lobby. But to dealing with M2s, in my already I told you, for my build, and then with my skills is just maybe just easy to do M2s, and having a bit extra gold, extra thing, extra loot. So is yeah, it's much more important. All right, I think that's it. What I the dungeon called. I mean, maybe I forget to tell one more important things is about to farming the CK. Is often people asking me to go with them CK the groups, because they know, because I'm tanking and healing in the same time, and it's very easy to go chest farming, at least you have a PV tank and healing. So technically, the guys they just coming with me, and I'm healing and tanking in the same person, and 4 DPS, or maybe depends how many more people they talk calling in a raid. So they are we getting whispers to come Altar, let's go CK, because they knew because I'm very good support, and I'm support those guys who just like to play DPS. Well, thank you very much for your time, and hope so. We're gonna see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.